everyone, and welcome back to Stir the Coco. If you're a regular follower, welcome back. And if you're new to our show, well, welcome. And here we have great Coco content. We do a small Spanish lesson followed by informative interviews, doing all of this with one goal in mind, to keep your brain healthy and fresh. Today we're calling our show, I Have a Gut Feeling. Okay, so let me get your Coco thinking. If you've ever listened to your gut to make a decision or felt butterflies in your stomach when feeling nervous, you were getting signals from an unexpected source, your second brain. Hidden in the walls of the digestive system, this brain in your gut is revolutionizing medicine's understanding of the links between digestion, mood, health, and even the way you think. Scientists call this little brain the enteric nervous system, the ENS. Although not so little, the ENS has two thin layers of more than 100 million nerve cells lining your gastrointestinal tract, from the esophagus to the rectum. And its main role is controlling digestion from swallowing to the release of enzymes that break down food to control your blood flow that helps with nutrient absorption and all the way to elimination. Researchers are finding evidence that irritation in the gastrointestinal system may send signals to the central nervous system, the CNS, that trigger mood changes. These new findings may explain why a higher than normal percentage of people with IBS and functional bowel problems develop depression and anxiety. Keep in mind that the gut is home to 70% of your immune tissue, which directly relates to how well our body fights infections and battles certain diseases. In this regard, the gut is critical for our immunity. The idea that a community of microbes living in the gut can affect what happens in the brain may seem surprising. Yet, research shows that the brain and the gut microbiome are connected through the gut-brain axis, an intricate network of neurons, proteins, and chemicals that relay messages between the digestive system and the brain. The National Institute of Aging is funding research with the goal of learning how factors such as aging, diet, and environmental exposures may alter the gut-brain axis, and which gut microbes may benefit or harm the brain. So, hang on to your sombrero for this research. People in the earliest stages of Alzheimer's disease have brain changes that have begun, but before cognitive symptoms become apparent. They harbor an assortment of bacteria in their intestines that differs from the gut bacteria of healthy people. According to a study by researchers at Washington University of Medicine in St. Louis, they opened up the possibility of analyzing the gut bacterial community to identify people at risk of developing dementia and of designing microbiome-altering preventative treatments to stave off cognitive decline. Aging is associated with specific changes in the gut microbiome composition, including the loss of certain beneficial bacteria at the exposure of other potential pathological microorganisms, like Akkermansia, which may lead to a dysbiosis, which was implicated in various age-related diseases, including Alzheimer's disease. The presence of certain imbalances in the gut microbiota composition was associated with an increased risk of neurological diseases, such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's disease, ALS, and multiple sclerosis. A component of age-related changes in the microbiome seems to be highly attributable to dietary habits. A cross-sectional study conducted on individuals with dementia identified that concentrations of microbial metabolites differ significantly between subjects with and those without dementia. So interestingly, intervention with the Mediterranean diet is very helpful because it consists of plant foods, whole grains, healthy fats, and these have been shown to promote a healthy gut microbiome while supporting our overall health, including cognitive function, reducing inflammation. And in addition, the Mediterranean diet is a pattern that they've observed that it makes a difference after 1 year in your intestinal community. How fascinating is this research? And side note, being Italian, being raised eating Mediterranean diet, it really makes a difference when you kind of start trying things that are not within that type of diet. So the body does feel those changes, and you can really feel a difference. So if you want more information, we are going to be talking about more gut health here at BCTV, and check out Stir the Coco on YouTube. But now it's time to have our Spanish lesson before we go off to our fabulous interview today with Miss Bozena Chumiecki. So here we go. ¿Listos? Ready? Our first word is tengo hambre, which means I am hungry. Repeat. And remember, in Spanish, your vowels are very important that you accentuate them. And that leads you to sounding more like a native speaker. So here we go. Tengo hambre. And the O, you kind of make a duck face, and the bre, you're kind of doing a little half smile. So here we go, one more time. Tengo hambre. Great. Let's go on to our second word. This one is take your time. Tómate tu tiempo. And again, means take your time, all right? And side note, they say eating slow is good for your gut. So maybe you want to tell people at the table tonight, hey, take your time. Don't rush eating your food. Here we go. And I want to tell you that the word tomate has an accent on the O. Accent in Spanish means you're going to elevate your sound more. If I don't do that elevation of sound, my word means something completely different. It means tomato. So it would mean tomato your time. So please watch out for that accent over the O. Here we go. Tómate tu tiempo. One more time. Tómate tu tiempo. All right, let's go on to our third phrase. And this one is, I want to eat. Quiero comer. This is a great phrase because you can add many words after it. And we just recently had a show with Julie, our registered dietitian, and she said that fish is good for the brain. So I'm going to add the word fish to the end of this phrase. I want to eat fish. Here we go. Quiero comer pescado. Perfect. So use the words from the Spanish lesson that we had about brain food, and you can add them to this phrase. And hey, comment below a phrase that you made with quiero comer. All right, so let's review. First one, I'm hungry. Tengo hambre. Take your time, slow down. Tómate tu tiempo. And the last phrase, I'm going to include those words from episode 14 on Stir the Coco. And they are all foods that are very good for your brain. So here we go. Quiero comer pescado. I want to eat fish. Next one, I want to eat berries. Quiero comer bayas. All right, next one, walnuts. So important for your health. I want to eat walnuts. Quiero comer nueces. And our last one, definitely have to have your veggies. So I want to eat green vegetables. Quiero comer vegetales verdes. I'm going to say that one again because that's a little longer. So here we go. Quiero comer vegetales verdes. All right. Well, we are off to speak with our guest, Bo, that will share her knowledge and insight into the world of the gut. See you there.
BCTV's channel is easier to watch than ever. If you have a smart TV, Fire Stick, or Roku, simply look for the Cablecast app. At Roku Startup menu, scroll down to search. Type Cablecast Screenweave into search bar. Press the OK button to add app. Press Home button. Navigate from Home page to find added app. Press the asterisk button for options. Select Move App to top. This allows quick access to Cable Screenweave. Select Cable Screenweave. Search Bloomfield Community Television. Select. From here, you can browse live streams such as Birmingham Area Municipal Access for Birmingham Area Government Meetings, Birmingham Area Public Access, and Bloomfield Community Television. This allows the ability to stream what's currently live. Cablecast also allows the ability to watch on demand. From sports, government meetings, podcasts, and more.
What if healing?
You can search on the menu bar on the left if you're looking for something specific. For example, you can search for sports or trustee meetings. It sorts from most recent to previous shows. Press Home button anytime to go back. For additional support, please contact us at 248-433-7790 or cable_DEPT@bloomfieldtwp.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stir the Coco. I'm so excited to introduce our guest, Bozena Chumiecki. And Bo was born and raised in Poland, and then she came to the United States to pursue her career in her college career. And she has a bachelor's of science in biology and a master's in molecular biology. Bozena, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm really honored to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
It's quite the treat, and we want to know, can you share your professional journey, background, and what led you to become interested in gut health?
So professional journey, as you said, I was born and raised in Poland. I came here for college. Currently, actually I have been a teacher for almost 2 decades, precisely for 19 years. Currently, I'm teaching in a small private school, and before joining high school, I taught at Oakland Community College. I also taught at Madonna University, and I had a wonderful experience teaching at University of Science and Technology in Nanchang, China.
She's a world traveler,
so
yes.
That was a great experience. So a little bit how I became interested in gut health.
Yes.
So it was quite some time ago when I started reading different books about how to stay healthy, books about science and art of longevity, being well. And in all these books, the research pointed to gut health and overall well-being. So I was very intrigued by it. And then maybe on a personal level, I travel a lot, as you just said.
She's been everywhere in the world, like everywhere.
Well,
Galapagos.
Yes, so have you, right?
And wonderful.
So I traveled to Europe, sometimes even 3 times a year. And during the summer, I stay for a long period of time. And what I notice in Europe, the food there is very different, like if you can say. Like you notice
Absolutely.
that
I
as
know
well,
the Mediterranean diet because I'm Italian.
Right,
so,
right. So what I mean that the food is different. The food is more wholesome. The food has less preservatives. Also, there are many more like healthy choices. And I noticed that when I'm staying for longer period of time in Europe and I eat this food, right, I feel overall better. What I mean by that, I feel more energetic, less sluggish. I don't have the brain fog.
Those are huge things.
Yeah, no inflammation, no bloating. so really that personal experience solidified what I've read in all the research, right, about gut health and then overall health.
You have actually done the true test of here and then in Europe and notice your body change.
Absolutely.
So
yep,
that confirms it.
It confirms it, it solidified it, yes.
So talking about this to your high school students, how would you explain gut health? Because we hear that word everywhere now,
right.
like everywhere. And how can you simplify that term for us and explain it? So if you had your students here, how would you explain it?
So I actually am very passionate about it. So
yes, you are.
Quite
That's why you're here.
Yes, because I teach science, it gives me the opportunity to talk about gut health to my students. And the way that I explain it to them, I tell them that our gut is home to trillions of little microscopic microorganisms, right? Okay. Such as fungi, such as viruses, and mostly bacteria. And we call this, right, we call this gut microbiome. And this microbiome is very important to our health, right? It's very important to our immunity. It keeps our immune system in check. It's very important to our energy level. It's very important to our brain as well. Wow. When our gut microbiome is in balance, we are overall healthy, right? We can fight off diseases, and then we can, we're just overall healthy. However, when this gut microbiome is off balance, and anything can cause it to be off balance. For example, bad diet, right? For example, too much sugar in a diet, not enough exercise, not enough sleep, too much stress. That can throw off that gut microbiome off balance, and that's when the problems start. The problems start with gaining weight, feeling that brain fog. It can actually lead to diabetes, inflammation. It can also lead to ADHD, and it can lead to depression.
Wow. People haven't realized how important that is. So if you heal gut health if you have depression and maybe look into your gut health instead of having to take medications, this might be a wonderful solution.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, our gut and our brain are in constant communication with one another. There is this nerve, vagus nerve, that actually connects our brain to our gut. And some people even say that our gut is like a second brain in our body, right?
Wow.
And whatever we are doing into our guts, we are doing it to our body, and we are doing it to our brain, right? So actually, I don't know, did you know that our gut has that's actually is responsible for production of 90% of serotonin, right? We know that.
Whoa.
Yeah, we know that serotonin.
We need. Yes.
Yeah, we need it. It's that overall chemical that is responsible for our happiness, our sleep and awake cycle, right? So
it's so important.
So important, right? So this is actually produced in our gut, right?
Okay, if anyone takes anything from here today, that is key. It's so important.
Right. So our gut actually has more neurotransmitters than the neurotransmitters in our brain as well, right? Wow. So as I said, anything off balance, if we don't keep our gut healthy, right, we are not keeping our brain healthy.
So what things do you personally do in your life that create that gut balance? What things do you integrate that we could share with our viewers?
So I do have more of a holistic approach, but there are some things that I try to follow to keep my gut healthy. Starting with hydration, as easy as that, right? So exactly.
Here we go. Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
That's right.
Salud.
So try to stay hydrated. Have plenty of water throughout the day. I actually add electrolytes to my water whenever I exercise, but I try to find electrolytes without sugar because that's another thing. Yes. Cut out sugar.
I heard Gatorade has so much sugar and chemicals, yellow, whatever, and.
Unfortunately,
So,
I stay away. There are some good brands recommended by doctors that you can purchase online, and they are sugar-free. Great, great for hydration, because that actually brings me to another point. Sugar is really, really bad. So I try to cut out as much sugar as I can.
But have you started reading more labels now to see what has sugar?
Yes.
What's one of the most shocking thing that you found?
Because shocking thing is like we find sugar in every product, right? Shocking thing for me was to pick up, let's say, sauce for pasta, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at the label and you find out that this pasta sauce has more sugar than tomatoes, right? So you have to,
there's something wrong with
something
that.
wrong. You have to start, start reading labels.
Wow, yes.
And sugar is bad because sugar feeds this really bad bacteria in our gut. And these bacteria cause inflammation, absolutely, inflammation that lead to, all other problems.
Wow.
Another thing, reducing your stress level, right? Reducing your stress level, whether it is through meditation, whether it is through mindfulness,
yes,
right?
We're having a show on that.
Right. Maybe practicing yoga. I've read cold plunges, so I don't know.
We should go. We'll do another We'll tell James to come and film us there.
It triggers your body, and then it has some potential to reduce your stress.
Some people take cold showers since they were little. My mom has a cousin actually, and since they were little, they were raised with cold showers, and they have a very strong immune system.
Yeah.
And what do you do in the kitchen?
Oh, well, that's right.
I'm so excited to share this.
So,
tell us what you do in the kitchen.
Very, very important, right, is to have a healthy diet. So, in addition to reducing sugars, is really introducing healthy foods that are rich in probiotics and prebiotics. So, making sure that you include prebiotics such as green leafy vegetables, such as fat fish, plants, right? Berries are a really good source. Another one, nuts, turmeric, green tea. So these are all really good foods to support your gut health. When it comes to probiotics, having different like kefir, yogurt.
Oh, yeah. The kefir,
kimchi,
there's different kimchi.
Sauerkraut.
Wonderful. So fermented foods.
Fermented foods, which brings me to...
Big treat, everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's do a drum roll, please.
Okay.
So we're going to get ready for this.
Yeah.
We have to put these on.
Okay,
so
yes.
We're going to get ready for the big surprise, everyone. Okay, so we're going to the kitchen, and we are ready.
We go.
Yes, here we go. How cute do we look, guys? All right, and are you ready, everyone? We are going to bring on. There we go. Okay. Well, here is the big surprise. We have, what do we have? You tell us. What is this?
Sourdough bread.
I'll move this here.
Not just any sourdough bread. It's sourdough bread made by me using 4 ingredients. 4 ingredients only.
Tell us.
So it is flour, water, salt, and a starter.
Okay, this is the baby, everyone.
Yes.
Bozena, tell us this amazing story, okay?
So this starter is 225 years old, and it's been passed down from a small bakery outside of Paris.
Oh my gosh.
I know, and it's like a ecosystem, living ecosystem of I want to say ancient yeast, and then lactic acid bacteria that I use for baking the sourdough bread.
So this then turns into this.
Right. And, I know eating bread is not maybe the healthiest option. However, I like eating bread. I probably have, I want to say 2 slices of bread a day.
Okay.
And I just found out that like this is much healthier option for my gut health. This bread has been fermenting, so I fermented this bread for about 31 hours before baking it.
Wow. Yeah, what is the process? So you put all your ingredients together.
So you put all your ingredients, so 4 ingredients,
Okay.
100 grams of the starter,
Wow.
10 grams of salt, 400, I think 75 grams of flour, and
Okay.
about 350 grams of water.
Okay.
And then you just mix it. It's really easy. Like you mix it, and then you leave it for half an hour.
Where do you leave it?
You leave
Does
it
it
in
need
a
to be warm?
I leave it
place?
on a kitchen counter.
Okay.
So I leave it on a kitchen counter. You know, it's covered and it's for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, you just stretch and fold it. And then in a bowl, right?
Yes.
And then leave it for another 30 minutes. And I do it 4 times.
So
Stretch, fold, 4
leave,
times,
okay.
leave for 30 minutes, come back.
While you're
stretch.
checking your school papers.
Sure.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Stretch, fold, leave it for another 30 minutes, okay? Until you do it 4 times. And then you actually let it rest for 6 hours. And you let it rest on the counter for 6 hours. And after 6 hours, I shape it, put it in like a special basket, and put it in a fridge for at least 24 hours.
Wow.
So this fermentation is a long process, but it's actually very good for our gut health. Why? Because this fermentation breaks down gluten, so it's easier for us to use to digest it, to break it down.
Wonderful.
And also it breaks down this phytic acid. And phytic acid is a chemical that I would say prevents our body from absorbing certain elements.
Oh.
So by breaking it down during the process of fermentation,
Yes.
our gut is able to now absorb more magnesium, zinc, and iron.
So it is a healthy bread.
It's a healthy bread. It's a healthy bread.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
And you said even the process of making it is good for your health. You said-
Absolutely. It's very relaxing.
so
right?
it's good for your brain.
It's good for your brain. It's very relaxing. So it's good for your gut.
Yes.
Therefore, it's good for your brain. And then in addition, it's very relaxing, right? So again, it's good for your gut and it's good for your brain.
So it covers
Yeah.
everything. You look so happy. Did you just make that? You just made this. did you?
Just made it especially.
Look at-
And this is actually, Carla, I want to tell you,
Yes.
this is for you, and we are going to try it, right?
Okay.
And then also, this is your own starter. So now you can start
Oh.
making your own bread.
Oh my gosh.
And yes, keeping your gut healthy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You are such a sweetheart. Well, I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to try this.
Sure.
And I think you said you brought a little.
I brought a little homemade jelly. I didn't make it myself. My friend actually gifted it to me.
Okay.
And it's homemade. It's no added sugar. So I think it's going to complement that sourdough bread really nice.
Well, I can't wait. And I'm honored to have this special baby. I mean, if I go out of town, you're going to have to watch it for me.
I will
So,
tell you the
okay?
trick. You can put it in a fridge and you can keep it alive and it
Okay,
will be
so
all
we'll be
good.
okay?
Yes,
okay,
you
because
will
I'm
be
not
okay.
taking
Yeah.
something that's very important here.
Yes.
Well, Gina, before you leave,
Yes.
we have a quick little minute. We always have a tradition here, as you know, la manzana, the apple, and there's just a quick little fun question to teach our guests some Spanish. So I'm going to grab a card, or do you want to grab a card?
Sure.
Here, maybe I should let the guests grab the card.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I have
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll read it to
sorry.
you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the question is, what's the one food your gut hates, but your soul refuses to give up? So,
Oh, it's always that sugar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we know that sugar is so bad because it fuels these bad bacteria in our gut, bacteria that will cause inflammation, and that inflammation leads to, other problems. But
on the one day when your students were driving nuts.
Right? I mean, a scoop of ice cream.
a scoop of ice.
Yes.
What flavor? Or do you have one?
So I like caramel with salt or vanilla salt.
Perfect. Well, it's a good guilty pleasure. So if you're having a bad day, it's not bad, right?
No.
To have a little teeny bit. So your word for today is I understand
Okay.
what it's like. So the word is Entiendo.
Entiendo.
Good. That means I understand that we all need to have a little cheat day. So, entiendo.
Entiendo.
Muy bien.
Entiendo.
Well, Jenna, perfect. Thank you for the word of the day. Bravo.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you for being here on the show. And yes, we're going to cut our bread. So, well, we can start cutting, and you can watch us as we cut our bread and say our goodbye. So we're
Yeah,
going to
and-
start cutting
yeah.
our bread. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
It was
you
a
both.
pleasure. And cheers to gut health.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Well,
let's,
here we go.
Let's see it.
Ooh, I love
Big
this
moment.
knife.
Yes.
Ooh, look at that.
Hold on.
Beautiful. Yes. Keep going, though.